Okay, and we are live. Welcome, everyone. I am doing a live stream again. And last week I didn't do one because I was just so busy with everything. I kind of needed the evening because it's in the evening at the moment in Berlin. And I just kind of needed the evening to do what I needed to do, you know. But I'm back on it, and welcome. If you've never seen me, my name's Fabian Holland. I'm a singer-songwriter guitarist, and I do everything kind of related to being a singer-songwriter guitarist on this YouTube channel. You can see all my songs, and I talk about guitar techniques and recording and songwriting and playing live, and that's what this one is about. It's about playing live. And yeah, with these live streams, you know, I'm trying to almost like, I feel like I need a name for these live streams, almost like a podcast, you know, because I'm doing them every week, and feel like I just need something like that, you know. But if anyone can hear me, then love to know if you can hear me loud and clear and everything like that. Just drop a message in the chat if you're watching live. I'll play my guitar a little bit. It's just this microphone here that's coming through, but it's doing a really good job, even though it's at the side. It's doing a really good job picking up both my voice and the guitar. Considering it's, you know, it's just yoink at the side. It's not the ideal situation. And obviously I wouldn't be putting the mic here if I was recording myself seriously, but it's just for visual purposes and just to get an okay-ish sound, you know. Hello, Red the Blue. Cool name. Cool, you can hear me. Yeah, because in my previous live streams, I was just looking through all of them, and I realized I was actually clipping at some points, which is a bit embarrassing. So even though I have a limiter on this program that I'm using, OBS, have a limiter on there. So I don't know what's going on with that. So I've just dropped it down a little bit, and hopefully I won't be clipping or anything like that. It looks okay. I'm going to start with a song. I don't usually start with a song, but I'm going to do that. I've actually got my pickup attached as well. I'll let you know. Hold on, I turned the mic off. Here's what the pickup sounds like. I'll just do the pickup. So that's just the pickup, and obviously it's just to add a bit of ambience, a little bit of kind of in the background reverb. It's not really adding to the tone as such. I feel, you know, the microphone kind of deals with the bulk of the acoustic tone, and then headroom guitar, loud and clear, perfect. Thank you so much. Welcome, welcome. So if you've never seen my live streams, then I'm not just like performing. I'm not just doing a bunch of my songs. I used to do that, which is also cool. But each live stream is kind of about a different subject. And it's almost like one of my YouTube videos, although it's obviously not exactly like a YouTube video because it's live, you know. So and obviously you guys get to chat and stuff and discuss, and that's the beauty of playing live, you know. Live stream, that we can talk and discuss certain things. And today's topic, so it's a little bit like a you know, like a podcast. And because I do it weekly, I'm thinking maybe I should call it like a podcast show or something, you know. Any name suggestions, you know? I was thinking, I'm so bad at coming up with names. It's just ridiculous how bad So it's just easier just calling yourself Fabian Holland, my name, whatever. But the Fabian Holland live show, no one knows me. No one cares. I don't know. The Songwriter live stream, I don't know. If anyone has any decent sort of names for like a podcast or a show of some kind, so I can just kind of call it, say, just in terms of like, welcome to the da-da-da show, whatever. Doesn't matter really. Anyway, let's move on. I'll start with a song. I'm going to do a song called Nobody's Fault But Mine. By the way, today's subject is playing live. How important is playing live as a songwriter, as a singer-songwriter? And we're going to kind of look at that kind of topic. So I'd be really interested to know about everyone's opinions on this, whether you think it's important, do you need to play live, all this. So have a think about that. So I'm just going to do a song. This is Nobody's Fault But Mine, and just to kind of warm up a little bit everything. Here we go. Nobody's fault but mine, and nobody's fault but mine. If I don't read, my soul be lost. And I have a Bible in my home, and I have a Bible in my home. If I don't read, my soul be lost. She taught me how to read. Mother, she taught me how to read. If I don't read, my soul be lost. Nobody's fault but mine. Father, he taught me how to read. Father, he taught me how to read. If I don't read, my soul be lost. Sister, she taught me how to read. Sister, she taught me how to read. If I don't read, my soul be lost. Nobody's fault but mine. She taught me how to read. Mother, she taught me how to read. If I don't read, my soul be lost. And I have a Bible in my arm, and I have a Bible in my arm. If I don't read, my soul be lost. Nobody's fault but mine. That was Nobody's Fault But Mine by the version of Blind Willie Johnson. Actually, you know what? I'm going to keep my guitar. I'm going to keep it here. It's a little comfort blanket. Yeah, today is Saturday, so we're doing a live stream. And today's live stream is all about how important it is playing live. And this is an interesting topic and something that I feel quite passionate about, I guess. But before we do that, before we dive in, I'm just going to look at some of the comments here. We've got a few. Loud and clear, great, fantastic. Red the Blue says, I got all the kids in bed, so I have to go check them. But also a no hype audio man, and I'm experimenting as a singer and performer with these mics. Yeah, these no hype audio mics, they're really, really cool. They make them in, I think at least, I don't know if they're all made in Belgium. I don't want to say that exactly because I don't know 100%, but the ribbon themselves are put together in Belgium. And, you know, with the ribbon mic, that's the most important part, is kind of making the ribbon and putting it in place. And they just sound amazing for the price that you pay. You know, they're very, very affordable mics. And I don't know if they ship to the US. And I'm sorry if I haven't, that just reminded me of something. Sorry if I haven't replied to some of your questions and messages on YouTube. I've been kind of full blast lately because it's still the school holidays here in Berlin, and you know everything's all over the place when the kids are not in school yet. But it's soon we'll be back to normality, and I'll be able to catch up with messages on YouTube and stuff. But yeah, these no hype audio ones, because someone was asking about them from the US, and I don't know if they ship to the US. They definitely ship all around Europe. Not 100% on the UK because of, you know, Brexit mess. Things are all messed up with the shipping and stuff, but I'm sure they've sorted it all out by now. I don't know. I need to check. But yeah, maybe I'll drop a link in this description if you're watching this on the replay of this mic, and you can check out their website and everything like that, and you can see all the details there. So yeah, just to go through some of these. One, the red the blue. I want to say the red blue, but it's red the blue. One question, he says. One question: do you have one reverb on everything or each component? Yeah, I have. So at the moment it's just the mic coming through, completely dry, nothing at all. It's going through one of these little preamps, Fathead, Triton Audio Fathead. Just gives it a clean boost before it goes into my mixer, and then it's just going into the interface basically. And I just give it a little bit of EQ, like on the top end, just a slight, and that's it. Completely dry. Because I thought about this, because I thought like, oh, it'd be cool to have a little bit of reverb on the mic. But then, you know, every time I want to play a song or do something I sing, I have to press the reverb, and I know me, I'll forget to turn it off, and then I'll be all reverberated when I want to talk and stuff like that. It'll just be like a lot of pressing buttons and off. So it's just easier to kind of keep it dry. And I don't mind, you know, it's nice to have a bit of dry vocals mixed in with a bit of reverb on the guitar. And the guitar is like, it's just literally, I played it earlier, but maybe if you didn't hear, I just play the guitar, and it's just my pickup, K&K Pure Mini, going through my preamp and then into a reverb pedal. Here we go, I'll play a little bit. So it's quite far away. It's just for a little bit of ambience, because this mic actually picks up a lot of the guitar anyway, and it's completely dry. So it's just to add a little bit of that, ambience to it, you know, which can sound quite nice. And the reverb is a Strymon Blue Sky. Yeah, Roberto, ciao. Come va? Great melodic intro, Mr. Holland. Thank you very much. Forgive me if you're not the... I just realized there, I think I know, you're the Roberto in Italy, right? Forgive me if you're not the Roberto in Italy. I just spoke Italian, just assumed that you were Italian, sorry. But I know Roberto in Italy. I think you're the one in Italy, but yeah, good to have you here anyway. Yeah, so we'll go straight into it, and I'm really interested about this topic. It is because I used to feel like it was completely necessary, or it was vital to be playing live as a songwriter, as a singer-songwriter, you know. And I still do kind of feel that way, but my life has changed a lot since I've had a kid, and so obviously started this YouTube channel and everything like this. So I mean, technically these are kind of live-ish, you know, like a live show. I can't see you, but you can see me. It's a similar thing. Yeah, so I'm just interested in everyone's kind of opinion. First off, who here plays live? Whether that's whether it's like a paid show, or whether it's just an open mic, or whether it's just like a jam session, whatever it is, do you play in front of an audience of some kind? And how often do you do it? I'm just curious, you know, who here does that? And, you know, I haven't personally played live in a fairly long time, just because of my family situation and everything like this. You know, and then COVID happened, and then I guess kind of I'm in a situation where, well, the YouTube channel's doing quite well, and I'm really enjoying it and enjoying this community. And I can, like, I live in Berlin, you know, there's great venues. I could easily just play at these venues, you know, and I mean, most of them, like a lot of cities, are like pass around the hat, or you get a small percentage, you know, of ticket sales or whatever, and that's fine, you know. I just do it when I play in a city, I'm not necessarily doing it for the money, you know. It's because it's a really nice thing to do, and I enjoy it. But it's ever since having a kid, it's a big like struggle to just get out after you do dinner, put him to bed, and everything. And sometimes it can be quite late to just get yourself and moving, and just to get the energy to go out with your guitar and possibly some pedals or whatever you have. Usually me, it's a load of stuff I have, although I could keep it minimalist. But it's a lot of effort, and I know I need to do it. I need to get back on it, but I kind of been delaying it, you know, and I'm wary of this, and I want to kind of get back on it. You know, I mean, I have a booking agent who is on hold at the moment, and she's basically, because my partner is studying, so we're basically waiting until she's finished all her studies, and so it'll be a possibility for me again to be playing live. You know, that'll be like next year possibly, or if not, then the year after. But probably definitely. Does that make sense? Towards the end of next year. But it's basically, I just need to get myself out there. But I've completely forgotten my point of this. Why I talked about this, but yeah, just interested if who is playing live, um, whatever that is, doesn't have to be paid. So that's kind of my situation and my story, a little bit of playing live. So I'm just interested to hear yours. And I feel like by playing live, you get to know yourself as a musician a lot better. By putting yourself in these situations, you get to know how you react as a musician, as a performer. And of course, you get better at it the more you do. And I think it's important to put yourself in these uncomfortable situations, because it is slightly uncomfortable. It might not be for everyone, but going up on stage where everyone's looking at you and there's lights on you and everything like this, it can be very intimidating. It can be very scary. But I think it's important to put yourself in these situations. I feel, for me anyway. There's a few. Let's go to the chat here. Hey, Christopher, how's it going? Welcome to the live stream. Christopher says, every time I play live, I completely screw up. Oh no. Need to be more relaxed. Not quite easy in front of listeners. Yeah. I mean, I feel you. It's, I'm just thinking like it never really gets easier, but you get better at dealing with screwing up. Does that make sense? I mess up every time I play live. Like that song I just did, there were moments where I messed up, for sure, at least once. But you get the trick is hiding it. You get good at hiding the mistakes, or at least I hope I hid the mistakes. Maybe I'm saying no. We saw them. Yeah, it's something that I try and deal with by hiding it, and that can come in many different ways. Just out of interest, is it like, what kind of mistakes is it? Is it like your guitar mistakes? Do you mess up the whatever you're playing, or do you forget? Is it like a memory thing? Because for me, it's a memory thing as well. And when I play live, I mess up a lot. I mean, not when I play live. When I improvise, I mess up a lot because I try and push myself, when I improvise, and that's just something that I'm comfortable with making mistakes. It's a little bit of like, you need to get comfortable with making mistakes kind of thing and looking like an idiot, and that's hard to do. It is hard to do. But then it's the other side of like, I forget things. I've got a really bad memory and I forget my songs. If I don't play my songs regularly, I completely forget them. And that's also something that I'm working on, because I have a lot of lyrics in my songs and I forget the lyrics. And there's been loads of moments where I'm basically just like, just kind of like this, just trying to remember the next line for the lyric. As long as I remember the first line, the first word, then it's fine. It's just kind of remembering that first word and that first line. Okay, yeah, then I'm in. If I completely forget it, it's not coming. Then I'll either repeat a verse, which is very obvious. If you repeat a verse, it's so obvious that you made a mistake, or I repeat a chorus, or I just improvise. That's the beauty of being able to improvise. You can just say, hey, I'm changing this song up. I'm going to improvise and just completely change it. and people think like, wow, he's completely changing this song. This is great. But really, it's because I messed up I forgot the lyrics. I've done that so many times, and even big shows as well. That I've done. I've been in these situations, so it's something that completely everyone does, even the big artists. They're just really good at hiding the mistakes. you know. But that'll be interesting to find out from you, Christopher, if it's your a memory thing, do you forget, or if it's just technically you struggle to play because of nerves, and nerves is a big one. It's like when you're really nervous and you're shaking and you can hardly play and you're sweating and you're like, I can't physically play the guitar because I'm so nervous. They're not nice situations as well, But getting through that, I find getting through that and seeing it through, and not messing up too much, can really give you confidence to go at it again, and it just gets a little better each time. You still feel the nervousness, but it's a little less. It doesn't affect you physically as much. Yeah. I did a tour of who was I supporting? It was years ago now, back in like 2014, 2015, I think. This really big band. They're not like massively big, but they were really big in the 60s. They had a huge following, from people who listened to them in the 60s. I did a tour with them in the UK. I think it was Fotheringay. I have to double check that. Yes, it's silly that I forgot. But anyway, they were playing these huge venues, capacity of hundreds and hundreds of people, and I was their support, so I would just go up on stage, just on my own with my guitar, and these situations can be very, very nerve-wracking, even for big artists, and I'm definitely not a big artist, but yeah, everyone feels it for sure. I'm trying to remember that name. I think it was Fotheringay. They were a big UK folk rock band from the 60s. Yeah, let me go to the chats. Here we go. I'm getting distracted now. Just answering all the questions. Roberto. Yes, I'm that one. Good. Ciao. Good to see you. Headroom Guitar says, I have a couple of concerts coming up in the fall with some other projects. Nice. I feel like I've outgrown open stage kind of affairs. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I kind of feel that way as well, to be honest. Although I really enjoyed it when I was doing that, back when I was, before I had released anything. I was living in Bristol, which is a city in the southwest of England, and I was just living on friends' floors and sofas, and I was a lot younger then, and then in the day I was busking all day. I would busk all day during the day, and in the evenings I would do open mics, and I would earn enough through the busking to basically pay my food, because that's all I had to pay for, was just my food, because rent was free because I was living on friends' sofas, and then I would do shows, just open mics in the evenings, every single evening. And then that really taught me a lot, about myself as a musician, and it really gave me confidence, especially with singing. I find busking with singing without a mic or anything, you really learn how to kind of project and control your voice and everything. And yeah, I would really recommend busking to anyone, because it's just it's a great way of practicing, you know, and anyone can do it. Um, as long as I know there's different rules in different places around the world of busking, and sometimes you can get in trouble with the police and everything. But I think most of the time, they don't care, as long as you're not using amplification. You know, if you're using a massive amp, then I think there's a problem. But most of the time, if you're not, then I don't think it's an issue. Um, but this was really good for me to do that, and I did that for a whole year. You know, and it was pretty much. I think I didn't do weekends, or the weekends sometimes I had a proper gig, but I think during the week I was doing these open mics. Um, yeah, but back to your comment, I feel like I've outgrown. I've done so many. I did hundreds of open mics during this time. You know, obviously because I was doing it every day for a year. And I feel like I can't do that anymore. Although it might have changed. I don't know. I should probably not be an old don't know the word, grumpy guts, and just go to the open mics with the young kids. I don't know. Anyway, um, thanks for your comment. Uh, you also say planning to book my first real solo shows. Yeah, nice, cool. That's really cool. Are you booking it like yourself, or are you getting help? Um, if it's your first solo shows, I would really try and do it yourself if you can, because it's good to get that experience. Um, I I I didn't do that at first. I was I got like a I got an agent. I mean, when I was really young, yeah, I was doing like booking my own shows, and my dad would also do a lot of helping out. He's done that since I was a kid. And then I got like some booking agents and stuff. But if you can do it yourself, if you can learn how to do it yourself, then you have that experience, which is really valuable. And also you learn what is a good deal and what's not. Um, I think I've been in situations of like I've basically paid upfront for an agent, and it worked out in the end. But still, it's like paying upfront and stuff like this for an agent, like before you've actually received any gigs, is not a good idea. No, it's you could. I would really recommend doing it yourself. So, just I'm going out on a tangent here, but yeah, my first question was, are you doing that yourself? Is that something you're booking yourself? Because that's a really good thing to be able to do. You know. Okay, so yeah, you started with your headroom guitar. You also say you started with your change of mind about mandatory live playing. Yeah, so I've kind of changed my mind, but not at the same time. I feel like if you're a songwriter and you're not wanting to play live at all, then I think it's okay. It's not, there's songwriters that literally just write songs and they get other people uh, to sing them and to perform them. It's these sort of people that are not actually performing them in any kind of way. Um, but yeah, so I'm like I it's just for these people, um, but I feel like now if you're a songwriter and you're performing, you're singing your own songs, I think you should try and perform them for sure, for sure. It was just, I don't know why I said that. I can't even remember why I said that. I think it was just about the fact that I haven't actually played live. But I don't feel like I have to. I don't feel like I have to kind of play live immediately, or it's a weird feeling. It's hard to describe. I do miss it, but at the same time, I've kind of replaced it with these live streams and with making these YouTube videos and doing lots of recording at home. But that, I think that's another kind of it's a different kind of expression, a different kind of creativity. I think playing live, you can't really replace that. Even through live streams, I think it's not exactly the same. I hope that makes sense. Christopher says, "Thank you for the encouraging words." Thank you. You're welcome. Christopher also says, "That's it. It's like a blackout all of a sudden. That's really, really frightening." Yeah. Yeah, it is frightening. It is frightening. It's happened to me. I've never completely forgotten. I've always relied on the guitar, but I've blacked out and completely forgotten any lyric or anything like this of what comes next. Especially the verses. The choruses are quite easy to remember, but because they're the memorable parts. But I've relying on your guitar and being able to just, whether you're picking or whether you're strumming, just kind of being able to improvise something around that. That's what I would do in that situation when you can't sing anything because you've forgotten all the lyrics and everything. Then I would I would just improvise something on the guitar and try and finish as quickly as possible and move on to the next song. That's kind of, I think that's what I would do. But yeah, it's just about, I feel it's just about experience and putting yourself in this situation as much as you can. I mean, I don't consider myself a particularly outgoing person. I'm quite an introvert. But just because I've been playing shows for so many years, I did my first show when I was 10, and I haven't really stopped since, apart from this break over the past couple of years. But and it's something that, because I haven't played in the last couple of years, I probably will be very nervous when I do my next live show. Most definitely I will be. And I've just got to kind of get through it. And I always feel like I'm not alone because I have my songs. And it's just about really practicing those songs to the point where you can play them without even thinking about it. That's to the level that I like to get them. Not always there, especially with new songs. It's always a bit of an experiment with new songs and stuff. But songs that I've been playing for years, they're just locked in my brain and I will never forget them. So yeah, it's I think it's a matter of just playing live often. So that's something I'm gonna have to deal with when I go back to it and play live. But also I wanted to touch a little bit on why I think that it is almost essential to play live. It's the more you play a song live, the more it finds its feet as well. So it doesn't only benefit you, I find it benefits the song. My songs have really changed a lot over the years, just through me playing them live, and they've just kind of found their feet. They haven't changed dramatically, but you get a feel of what works in terms of arrangement, in terms of how how to perform it, how to play it, what sort of tempo, what sort of dynamics you're gonna include in the song, and how the audience reacts to these certain things. It's it's like it's a bit like having a painting, and then you kind of put it in your what do you call it, gallery, and then just kind of, oh, people really like that little bit, hearing what people say, and or you don't hear what people say, but like, seeing what people are reacting to it, and maybe just touching it up or something. Or maybe a sculpture would be a better metaphor for this, and just kind of chipping away a little bit and just kind of making it, finding its feet. That's how I kind of see a song, when it's developing over years of being performed live. And when I before I record songs, I really like to play them live, so I always try and put in new songs live if I can at any moment, because they really find their feet, especially when they're not finished yet. I like to just play them. If I've just got a chorus and a verse, I'll just do like a verse and just do the chorus a couple of times. Maybe start with a chorus, do a verse, and then a chorus again, bit of instrumental improvising, and then another chorus, and then end, kind of thing. You can do things like this, and it really gives you an idea on how it is through the audience reaction. So that's another reason why I think this. But I'm just interested in everyone's else's opinion, on all this as well. Whether you're watching on the live stream or whether you're watching later on the repeat, how important do you think it is playing live? Is it important to you? And this is not a general, like in general for musicians, but this is it's a personal thing, Is it important for you to be playing live? It's definitely important for me, for sure. Yeah. Headroom Guitar says, a friend of mine is an agent and she is coaching me. All right, yeah, cool. That's great. That's a nice situation, yeah, to be in. I find it kind of terrifying, yeah, putting me out there, dealing with rejection and haggling about my worth. But I guess it's the next logical step. Yeah, I mean, it's always scary, it's always scary. And I think probably the older you get, the scarier it is. Because when you're a kid, when I first started playing live, it's just somehow you don't care about what people think or how it is. You just like having a good time and just. But as you get older, of course we care more about what people think, I guess. But yeah, definitely, it's really important to put yourself out there and see how you feel with it. I guess it's not for everyone playing live, and there's definitely moments where you're going to be completely terrified, and you might even not like it at some points. There's been points where there's some shows that they just suck. They're just not great shows for whatever reason. Maybe the audience just is not engaged that well, or whatever. Maybe they're here it's a festival and they're really there to see someone else, and they don't really care about you. I don't know, whatever reason, or you're just not feeling it personally. You're not in the zone, in the headspace. It can, lots of different reasons you can have bad shows, and I've had plenty of bad shows over the years. And it's something that's funny about that, though. I'm just thinking about this now, is like, it's never, having a bad show has never put me off. It's actually encouraged me to do the next one to make it better, Um, and I don't know why that is. I don't know if that's just a personal thing that I'm just, if I mess up, I just want to go on again, getting back on the horse straight away. There's something about just that feeling of when you have a really, really good show and you're having a good time and the audience is having a good time. It's like this communication between you and the audience, and it's just like, yeah, that's magic. That's pure magic, I feel. But it doesn't happen all the time. It'd be lovely if it did, but it doesn't. And it takes a while to kind of get to that moment, I think, as well. But um, it's a wonderful feeling. It's the adrenaline. It's this getting through it, and I mean that sounds quite bad, like, oh, you just have to get through it. But I mean sometimes it is like that, but just getting through that performance, whether it's your first performance or your first few live performances, and just getting the experience. And the more you do it, the more you'll get used to it. And I think the more the better you will be at remembering lyrics, remembering the songs, being able to control your fingers, all these different aspects. Hope that makes sense. But yeah, it's just remember that, like, it's an amazing thing just playing in front of people. There's lots of people that wish they could do it and they don't. They don't do it. So it's even just doing like an open mic. It's in front of two people. So there's a few more points I want to get through, but it's getting a bit late. But so I won't go too long on this. Just got my notes here. I think I mentioned this before, but you get to know yourself as a musician a lot better by putting yourself in a live situation. There's just something about being in a live situation where and seeing how you react to certain things live, you get a bit better at it. Whether that's something messes up on stage, a technical issue, or you forget some lyrics, or whatever it is, your hands are sweaty or whatever. You get to know yourself a lot better as a musician, as a performer, and I think that's a good thing. I think I know myself pretty well. I know my weaknesses and I know my strengths as a musician and as a performer. And I try and obviously do more of the things that I know I'm good at, and I work on the things that I know I struggle at, which is actually the things that I struggle at is talking. Over the years, I have been really bad at talking on stage, live, like this, talking in front of a webcam, a video, a camera. When I first started YouTube, I was like, this is completely alien to me. And on stage as well, I would do the songs. Playing the songs was no problem at all. As soon as I had to like introduce the next song or talk a bit about the next song, I was like, this next song is it's a Mayan song, and it's, or whatever. It's just really, really bad. I'd really, really nervous introducing, talking. That's partly why I'm actually doing these live streams, is to just talk. That's why I'm doing a lot more talking than playing and presenting and talking about these topics, because I know that it's something I need to work on. So it's hard for me to to put myself in this situation that is, I'm used to. I'm getting used to it each time now because I've done it a few times, but it's still a little nerve wracking every time I press go live, and still on stage. I'm just used to it, now, but it's something that I still need to work on. But yeah, so that's kind of that point there. And you grow confidence in your performing and in yourself, and I put one kind of drawback on this of playing live is that it can knock your confidence if you have like a really, really bad show. I guess it depends on your reaction and the sort of reaction you would have as a person. But like I said before, like I've had loads of bad shows, and it's always encouraged me to have a good one, to make it better, and I think you just got to try and look at it that way. It's like the next one will be a lot better. I need to work on this and this, rather than saying I can't do this. I can't play live. This is not for me, and rather than letting it knock your confidence. But it takes time, it takes time. Don't expect to be this amazing performer and in your first show. You might be, and that just might be who you are as a person and your personality and everything, but it definitely wasn't for me, and I think it definitely isn't for a lot of other people as well. But that's great if it is, but it's, don't expect that it will just, no matter how much you practice, you need to practice the act of actually playing in front of people and talking in front of people, and doing your performance in front of people. I think that's the only, you can't practice for that in your bedroom, and yeah, so I mentioned the Bristol thing. So I was busking. That was a lot of it helped me a lot. But I know that maybe busking is not something for everyone. It's a very it can be very scary in a very different way. But I find it's a good way, of playing live, because it's just very easy to do. And this to help me develop my playing, my songs, and my confidence. And I love playing live, but maybe you don't. So maybe it doesn't make sense for you. I don't know. But I think unless you've really tried it a lot of times, like a lot of times, and you're still not enjoying it, you're still not having any fun of any kind, then maybe then it's not for you, and you need to think about a different way. I mean, I'm sure there's artists out there that just record songs in their bedrooms or in their home studios and then just release it, and they never play live. I'm sure that's a thing now, or maybe has been for a while, I don't know. But with the sort of music that I do and the way I feel with music, I feel like live music is really important to me, and playing it live is very, very important for me and my music, but I realize that it's not for everyone. But yeah, so there's lots of benefits through playing live. So I really encourage everyone to get out there and play live. There's nothing like the rush when you're giving everything to an audience, and they're giving back as well. It's like, it's a very magical thing. So, you don't have to, but it's a great way to level up your skills and your experience. And on that, I'm going to play one more song. going to play a song called Mad Eric, and then I'm going to leave you guys. But if you've got any more questions of literally anything, you know, that's what these live streams are all about, then ask away, and I'll try and answer them before I go after the song. Put the pickup on. Here we go. So this is Mad Eric. Call him Mad Eric, talks to himself with a crutch at his left hand, he walks with its held. Ain't got no money, can't afford nothing else. Drinks all day, falls over himself. Searching round these streets he roams, and people's falling change. It's cold outside, yeah, you need a home. It's pouring down with rain. Eric don't have no home, no money, no job, nowhere to go. No woman, not sanity, and this ain't funny, cause half of it you don't know. Yeah, they call him Mad Eric when his kids walk by. Curses, shouts, and fists the sky. Crazy old man, they call him, but why? Crazy old man, they say. Go, Eric, go. Play that blues, you know. You find it hard to go. You're hungry, cold, tired, and broke. Every day is the same, just gets worse. Ain't got no one on this earth. Go, Eric, go. Play that blues, you know. 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 Go, Eric, go. Play that blues, you know. You find it hard to cope. You're hungry, cold, tired, and broke. Every day's the way, just gets worse. Ain't got no one on this earth. Go, Eric, go. Go, Eric, go. Go, Eric, go. Play that blues, play that blues, play that blues. I'll play that blues, 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 play that blues. I'll play that blues, play that blues, play that blues, play that blues. Play that blues, you know. 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 That was Mad Eric. It's from my first album back in 2013. I released that. That's a long time ago. 10 years. I should do like a 10-year anniversary live stream for that. I've been wanting to do that. I should do that. Carlos, thank you so much. Says amazing, beautiful songs as always. Thank you so much for your kind words. Yeah, so thanks everyone for joining the live stream. I just want to talk about one thing before we go, and let me get it. Where is it? I've got a little community on my website, fabianholland.com. If you don't know about it, you can just go over to fabianholland.com and you can see my music, and there's some videos, and I will put my live concerts there when I do play live. But you can also sign up to my mailing list there, and it's completely free, and it's basically a place where I can talk to people who want to go in a little bit deeper with me in all of these subjects that I talk about. And you can ask me questions, and you can basically, I post regular videos there, and I ask people questions on like, what are you interested in, what are you struggling with, what kind of topics would you like me to talk about, and stuff like this basically. And it's a nice little community, and I invite everyone to join. So because with these YouTube videos, it's the whole, anyone can just click on this and just hear everything I have to say about my life. And I might not want to talk about every little aspect and go into deep into detail about certain things, but here, because I know I'm talking to my community and my website, I feel a bit more free to expose myself in these situations, and to let the barriers down, so to speak. But it's just a way that we can kind of, if you want to dive in deeper with me and you have any personal questions, then it's a way you can do that completely free. Anyway, enough of that. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me on this live stream. And yeah, it's been amazing. Thank you so much, and have a lovely, lovely day.